Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a special edition of On the Lines Sports Media, hosted by Impact Coaches the Podcast. Hey, listen, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Tonight, we're going to talk about some high school football. All right. So, as you can see, I got my guest online, my man Tony C. What's up with you, Tony?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man, listen, it's conference time. Every game counts. 6 games. All right. Who do you see out here in position to make a move into the playoffs and go deep from what you see?
You mean in Charlotte, Mecklenburg?
Charlotte Mecklenburg. Let's just get right into it.
I see, I see Butler making a run in the playoffs. First and foremost, that's going to be my attention. But if we're looking at in totality, the scariest team to me around, man, is Huff. Huff's looking good.
Hold on 1 second, Tony. Hold on. Hey, G, come in for a second. I can't hear him. 1 second, folks. We gotta get our tech guy, get the little technical difficulties.
Can you hear me, big dog? Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear him before.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear. Oh, perfect. All right, we're back, guys. We're back. Hey, man, listen, we're live. Things happen. We're still in the infancy stage, but
Absolutely. What I was saying to you, man.
Again,
I'm always
who are your guys?
I'm gonna focus on the Bulldogs first and
Okay.
foremost. But the scariest team around here to me, man, is looking like it's Huff.
Huff?
Yeah,
They put a little spanking on Chambers the other night.
What Coach Baker and Coach Chachi, man, and those guys over there doing, man, they do a job of maximizing the talent that they have. They're very efficient on offense and very stingy on defense. And I think that's the name of the game, and a lot of people will learn and they'll see in high school sports, man. It's not about having athletes on the team. It's about knowing what to do with the athletes you got and how efficient.
Absolutely.
You can be in high and sync. You can create offense or defense. I think that's what's going to take teams digging to the playoffs.
Right.
In addition to the health, and you being a strength and conditioning coach, you know how important that is. So,
absolutely, man.
Whoever healthy in late October and early November is gonna really make those runs, especially starting the conference, because we'll see, who's really built for the playoffs at this point.
I 100% agree with that because we as Butler guys, we came out the box with a playoff schedule.
Yeah.
We faced state champions and a couple of semifinalists in North and South Carolina. No excuses. It was a learning experience, and now we're in conference play, and it's a whole nother ball game. So
absolutely,
it really count. So I think we hit our stride right when we needed to, and we're not there yet. Right, we're not there yet.
You get to see what you're made of, man.
Absolutely, man. So
it's and one thing about that, not to spend a whole lot of time on Butler, but I mean, when you look at the job Coach Hales did and the time that he put in and getting those kids to buy into that culture, I mean, that transition is going to be difficult. I don't care who you are.
Right.
So at the head of Butler now, we got the best coach around, in my opinion, and it's still a difficult transition. That's why, like you said, I think we're at a point now where we're rolling, and if you're looking at that record, thinking this might be a win, I won't think again.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you think about it, we basically have a brand new system,
right?
So essentially, it's a brand new team, right? Everybody's roles have changed dramatically, or the system is different, the language is different, the expectations are different. So, hey, but listen, we're battle tested, and let the chips fall where they may. That's all I can say.
I think
we're not running.
I think they will, man. I think in conference now we'll get to see where we are, and we get back to being who we. And I think the kids, yeah, as you see in practice, the energy is different.
Right.
And we're past the courting and the dating stages. Everybody pretty much locked in and committed at this point.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. There's definitely been a shift in the mentality. So I'm looking forward to it. But enough about us. Then who else you said? Huff. Who else you said?
Tyler Creek, man. Those guys who I watched just destroy JV. Going undefeated under
Mhm.
Coach Majette. I mean, those guys are taking on varsity now, and they fast and physical. They went out there and took on one of the toughest schedules. I think they're right at about, what is it? They're above 24, 25 on the
Right.
strength of schedule. They're number one. So they're definitely battle tested too. And I don't care who you are and how good their record's been in the past. Mallard Creek's always a scary team when it comes to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well coached always.
Yeah, they're gonna be a scary
Like
team.
it's like Butler. They're not gonna bring anybody that's gonna be less than what they expect. So
Right. So I'm actually looking forward to see how that Queen City 3A/4A tournament, conference turn out, because
right.
that Chambers and that Huff game normally the biggest rivalry game. It's just that separation was pretty big. And I'm sure Chambers is going to bounce back from that also.
Right. Right.
Because sometimes what you do is you just get comfortable and you go into a game thinking it's just another Friday. You gotta be play for those type games, because those are the champions.
You know those guys are coming, bro. You know they're coming. So no one's laying there.
I talked to Coach Chachi today, and he was telling me that he never would have thought, it'll be that wide of a margin, just for the respect of the coaches over there and the kids, that they'd get that bad. But I think, everything that could have went wrong kind of went wrong for them. But we've experienced that before also.
Oh, absolutely. First night out.
Yeah. The only thing about that is once you experience that, you don't experience it again.
Right. Well, you shouldn't.
Yeah. And
or was not a lesson.
I doubt that'll ever happen to them again. But sometimes, you got to see where you are. Same way with us. They had a lot of changes in culture and coaches,
right.
and bringing in new defensive coordinator. And it's kind of like it puts me in the mindset of the Supersonics moving to Oklahoma City.
Right.
To being who you are and where you are, and the surroundings are a little different, and sometimes that takes time. Eventually you get back to who you are and you get the job done.
Changing scenery isn't always welcoming. You gotta acclimate. What do you think about West Charlotte over there, man? They seem to be making a little noise.
So I went to the West Mac
excuse me,
Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And West Mac defense is so stingy, man. The talent at West Mac, man, I don't know if you had the opportunity to check those guys out. There's some talent. That defense is top around the city.
Wow. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, they got solid linebackers. They got the guy that transferred from Christian. They also got Mark back there playing little linebacker safeties. I mean, he pretty much the go-to guy. Kind of took over the reign from the previous linebacker, the coach's son. But, I mean, that game went back and forth. I think it was 34-14, but competition-wise, it wasn't that wide. I mean, they did like a muff punt, and they gave up a touchdown to the quarterback on the. He was like at the 3-yard line. The linebacker didn't come up and make the stop, but that's a pretty good team over there also. But West Charlotte, West Charlotte, they're gonna make big plays. They're gonna have fun playing it, ball,
right?
Crowd, good support. So I'm looking forward to see what those guys are gonna do in that 3 conference, to see if they can up with some of those teams down in Cleveland County.
So who's your sleeper? You sound like you like West Mac.
Now, I'm biased when it comes to West Mac. My nephew, West Mac.
Okay, family time.
My sleeper, believe it or not, is Mallard Creek.
Can you really call him a sleeper though? That is Mallard Creek.
Yeah, I can call him a sleeper until they really pop some buns.
Gotcha.
Remember, what was that 3 years ago when they got Butler?
Right.
and they didn't expect to win that game. Well, let me say Butler probably didn't expect to lose.
There you go. There you
They
go.
the third round. So I think the sleeper would be Mallard Creek. I think the favorite is probably Huff from this area, but the sleeper is definitely Mallard Creek. Like I said, I can't wait to see that game, dude. That's gonna be a good game.
Now, on the other side of that, successful programs, we've had some little shakeups with a couple of programs around. We had Harding coach resign, and then of course Garinger. There was a situation over there. They have a new coaching staff, like half midway into the season. So what is it, those programs? Why can't they keep solid coaches over there?
I think the biggest. I'm gonna tell you something that I've been talking about. Right, one of the major issues that we're experiencing with the change of just high school football in general, with the introduction of course, this week with NILs and with the hunger for this whole offer thing and this championship thing. It's the biggest thing to me, Coach Clark, is retention, right?
Wow. Yep.
On the board, and everybody talks X and O's, philosophy, and that they into their programs, and everybody has history. But I think the change of the guard is going to be the ability for players.
Right.
You're in NILs, you're introducing the ability for people to get up and say, I'm going to a different school or private school. Like we had a couple of those guys from private schools, the guy that went to Reedsville, and then the guy that left and went to West Mac. They're leaving mid-year.
Right. Well, that guy went back to Reedville though.
Right, he went back. So
right.
I've seen this firsthand, from having a kid that plays high school football to following high school football for the last as long as I can remember. The mentality, and you know this from being a coach for many years and just being a football player in high school, the mentality is do it my way or leave, right?
Right.
It doesn't work anymore.
Nah. The mentality of the player is different.
Right. You don't have that control over say do it my way and leave. Now that and I say this to say that doesn't mean we're going to cater to players. Right? But we're also the same way you would do from a managerial standpoint, operational management from a head coaching or an athletic director for a program. I have to allow my players or my staff to know that they're valued.
Right.
So letting someone know that they're valued doesn't mean that you're kissing their ass.
Absolutely. No one wants yes man.
Right. So that means if I have a kid who's the third guy, I can make him be involved, right? He can be my signal guy. Right? He can be the guy that runs the scouts.
Right.
But doesn't include me saying, hey man, I don't need you. Because the kid can say, hey, I'm going to leave. And one thing about the kids today, pretty much all these kids play youth ball together or their friends.
Right. They got connections everywhere.
Right. So when you say to a kid, well, you can just leave. Well, I'm leaving with 3 people.
Facts.
And I've seen from West Mac to Chambers to Mallard Creek to West Charlotte, where 5 people are leaving the team. If 5 people, college caliber players that leave your team, that's gonna
hurt big time.
Right. And then like we're in an open, or we have open enrollment where you can just automatically get those guys back. You know what I mean? When we grew up, you know, being a Garinger guy, when you went to school, what were it, 6, 7 schools?
10.
10. Okay, 10.
Now, 10 high schools in Charlotte.
Now it's so many.
Charlotte.
Yeah, so many high schools with the addition of 2 new schools every 4 years. The growth.
Yeah, it was like 20. I think it's like over 20 high schools now.
Right. Then you
crazy.
The private schools and the charter schools.
Right.
You can't afford
not even account for charter schools.
Right. You can't afford to tell a kid,
right,
don't need you. I mean, it's just the truth. Now, from a coaching standpoint, it's like, no, I'm going to control my program, but you just can't do it.
Well, I think a part of the problem with that, Tony, is it's a me culture, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to get on my guys about that today in workouts. Like it's me, me, me. The team concept is gone. NIL didn't help that, right? Social media doesn't help that. So like you'll see a guy, you see it in the NFL, a dude to get a first down and do his thing, but you're down by 20.
Right.
Like really? What do you celebrate?
Right.
I got to get the film. I got to get the likes. I got to get the you know what I'm saying, the content. So yeah, so that shit with a coach trying to say my way or no way does not work with this culture.
So what do you think the medium is? Because at some point in your, what I call it is your career, you're gonna have to be selfish at some point.
Right, right.
Have an ultimate goal to get to the next level, right? And the reason why I asked, I was listening to It Is What It Is. And, Michael Irvin was saying the kid from UNLV was disrespecting mates for leaving because he wasn't getting what he wanted. And he was saying that's a bad teammate and
that's a terrible teammate.
Right. But on the converse is okay, so they brought me into a situation and didn't live up to their obligation. So
yeah, but that's so easy to say because we don't know what was his work ethic like.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
I will.
No one's going to tell their part in this scenario, right?
Now, what you just said to me, and with all due respect, that's from an old school mentality, right? Because you're an old school hard knock football guy.
Absolutely.
Get it, earn it. It's team over everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's when the reward was the team, right?
Right.
The reward is I can get paid in high school.
Absolutely. It's a business now. It's a business.
Yeah. It's almost,
that's what I'm saying. There's no team sports left. It's all individuals.
Yeah. You know what? You just said something. It's not team sports. It's business sports at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Terminology to business sports because that's exactly what it is. Everything.
I mean,
marketing yourself.
Absolutely.
And earning, revenue from sports.
I mean, you got guys that are starters in Power 5 programs that transfer.
Right.
Like what? Like, but it's all about the business. Who can market me better? Where can I get more exposure?
From having multiple Power 5 kids within the last four years with the introduction of this NIL deal, I know firsthand there have been lies that have been in obligations that haven't been met.
Team to player.
From programs to players.
Gotcha.
And it's well, yeah, we tried, but we'll work on this. Like, dude, I had options.
Right.
Like you said, like we don't know all facets of it, but don't take away my options by telling me a lie.
Right.
On the general recruiting thing, it's okay, we're gonna let you play this position and we'll use you on both sides of the ball and you should be able to play your freshman year. I mean, that's just general BS that'll tell you when they recruit.
Not everybody's Travis Hunter.
Right. But when they're saying we're gonna give you $500,000 and there's a school saying they're gonna give me $800,000, and I picked the $500,000 school because I like the culture and that's where I want to be. And then they say to me, well, we can only get you $200,000. Whoa, dude, that's a difference.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
Right, and I'm not happy right now.
Right.
I think I'm just going to leave and get this year because you got to think, for those guys who aren't going pro, I mean, you're going to make a career.
You can set yourself up.
You're going to make a career in 4 years.
Absolutely.
So why and save that year?
So how do you think that affects a guy? Let's say he's a first rounder, right? And he's obviously going to get NIL money. He's that guy, right? How do you think that's going to affect the next level of contract negotiations? Because this guy, like, take a guy like what's the kid from Carolina? Bryce, right? He made like $8 million at Alabama. So you don't think that's going to make it tougher to negotiate that rookie salary with a guy that's making more money than they're offering, that's already made that money?
I think it's gonna make him more money.
You think that's going to make? I'm saying like,
You're
yeah,
talking
because they're going to have that expectation, but we know
about
the rookie salaries were terrible as you go down the line, right? As you drop in the
right.
right.
That's what I think. I think that's gonna, just from an economic standpoint, it's gonna have to raise that bar of the money that's coming in, and those
Because we already, you're not broke. You're not dealing with broke kids no more.
right, exactly. So
Right.
it's definitely gonna raise the bar. You know, you're gonna have to do something about those caps for rookies. Yeah, that's gonna be a big transition as well.
Yeah, I always thought that was going to be an issue down the road because you can't just give me peanuts. I
Well,
already got bread.
if you're not in the first or second round, you're getting peanuts.
Oh yeah, regardless.
Paying for that next contract.
Right.
I don't think that's fair, especially when I can't turn on the TV and watch football on Thursday on regular TV. Like, somebody has to get paid because the NFL.
Oh, they definitely get paid and don't pay taxes. It's a nonprofit.
If you have to subscribe to a service to watch an NFL game, that lets you know where the money resides.
Well, that's terrible though, bro. That's like the fans that got you there. Now you're like gouging them. Like you can't even literally, unless it's a local game, you can't really see a national game unless you pay for it.
Well, here's the thing: what's crazy? So they're taking it to 4 days a week of football, right?
Right.
I watch football on 1 day a week. Like you're saying, I'm a football guy. I would watch it 4 days a week, right? And my TV is going to stay on, and you're going to get that viewership.
Right.
But now I'm watching TV. I'm watching football 1 day a week because I'm not paying.
You got to get that Fire Stick, bro. You got to get that Fire Stick. You watch it every night. All the
probably do need a Fire Stick.
I don't miss a game. All right, let's turn it over now. You know, I'm a Steelers fan, right? And I think are you a Cowboys fan?
Hell no.
Who are you like?
Panthers.
We're talking about pro football.
That was a good one.
We're talking about the Providence Panthers.
Hey, that was a good one.
Pitt Panthers. We talk about pro football right now. But I'll give you a pass, man. Yeah. Anyway, Cowboys Steelers this weekend, baby. Now, y'all Cowboy fans, don't get missing Monday morning. Okay? Don't get missing. No PTO. No sudden cases of COVID. You know what's about to happen.
So
I'm saying it right now.
Let me ask you this: do you think the fans want to beat? Who do you think the team that the Cowboys want to beat more than any other team? Is it the Steelers?
On the national thing, divisional,
the Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, Eagles. But that Steelers Cowboy thing, that's been a thing since the 70s.
Right.
Right. I mean, even they only play, I think, every 4 years or something like
those are the teams where the majority of the
that's gonna be a big viewership. Two of the largest fan bases in football. Right. You go to any game the Steelers play away, it looks like a Steelers home game.
Absolutely. So is Russell Wilson playing yet?
We don't need Russell, baby. We good. We thank Chicago. All you Bears fans, we really appreciate you. We'll take Fields, and we showing you what he could have done if he had a football team to play for. But anyway, yeah, Fields is that guy, bro. We're good. Even in the loss, he showed you a lot, right? He can take over a game, which he really did. Like he was pretty much our offense. 2 rushing touchdown, pass, 4 touchdown.
How long would you think your coach would be there?
Tomlin?
Yeah.
Until he says he's ready to go.
You still believe in the way he coaches?
All right, listen, man. I'm 55 years old. Still have had 3 coaches in my life. They don't fire coaches, first of all. And I know people always say it's not that big of a deal, whatever. But he's never had a losing season. 17 years. Every coach, every organization in the league would love to say that. Because it's about, as fans, we want to see Super Bowls, right? As a business owner, I just want to see asses in seats. And
right.
Pittsburgh's going to fill the seats every week.
Man, I was watching a clip today on the internet, and it was a guy, it's a Steeler guy. I don't know if you've seen it, but he got like an unsportsmanlike penalty or something.
Minka. It was terrible.
Yeah, he said the dude hit him or something like that. And Tomlin pulled him to the side. He was like, bro, it's not about you. This is about the team.
Oh, no, that was the old clip. That was the old clip.
I saw that today, and I was just like, damn, he's coaching.
Nah, Tom was a hell of a coach, man. Like, people don't like him in Pittsburgh for obvious reasons, but, you know. Yeah, anyway. But what's George talking about? The NFL is slotted. Explain that. What does that mean, Tony C?
That's George. I'm not on that. I got.
George, you gonna have to give us a more a little more elaboration on it. That boy Hawks in the building.
What
up,
Chris Hawks?
What up, fella? Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Bulldog Roof. Anyway, hey man,
we gotta break down this slotted, man. Hawk, what?
George. Come on, George, elaborate.
So what?
George
slotted.
George, I'm gonna call him Little Tony, says that the NFL is slotted.
The NFL is what?
Slotted.
Slotted. I don't.
What that mean?
Yeah, we're trying to find out. That's George.
So. Us.
You said what?
I ain't never heard of it.
Apparently, Hawk rode the short bus with us.
Yeah, what slaughter mean? I mean, I ain't never heard of it before.
Oh, you probably
Hopefully he'll give us an explanation. But hey, you one of the boys fans, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. You know what's going down.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Here we go. Hey, we got something for y'all, Orlando. Come Sunday.
Say what?
Y'all next Sunday.
We next Sunday.
He said,
man, we 3-2.
PTA. Come Sunday.
Okay. Hey, this ain't. Hey, look. This ain't the Giants.
I know.
PTA.
Hey, that y'all ever seen before. I'm telling. But I am concerned about our running backs. Though we really only have Najee. He is not that guy.
Wait, Philando.
Well, at least you got a running back.
Hold on, Hawk. Wait a damn minute. You sound like you copying all of a sudden. What just happened?
I'm not. No, never that. I'm saying I'm concerned about. We're gonna win. First of all, we're gonna win. That's not even a question. I said I'm concerned about a running game because Dallas can't stop the running game.
No, we can't.
They're good on the perimeter. They suck in the middle. They're terrible. But Najee is not that guy that's gonna hit the hole and go. For some reason, he thinks he's Le'Veon Bell. If Patterson was healthy, I'll be a little more confident. But I'm way confident we're going to beat the Cowboys. I'm not even worried about that.
Oh, yeah, we'll get up there and blow it Sunday night. I already know. I see it coming.
So you think you'll win, Hawk? Seriously?
If I had to bet, no.
Oh, damn.
You said if I had to bet, no.
No, I ain't putting no money on the Cowboys. Nah.
Hey, listen, man. Our defense is top 5 easily. All right. TJ didn't do anything last week, so he's slated for a big game. So we got to keep those refs out of our field, though, man. The refs been killing the Steelers. Absolutely killing them. These calls, man, are terrible. Like it's like Mika said, man, in football, right? Like that 15-yard penalty changes the whole game.
Yeah.
You can't let the refs win. The refs can't decide games.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I just thought about this from our football game and watching games Monday. Does it not seem like it's just so a lot more unsportsmanlike because it's just lack of control and temper tantrums? Have you guys noticed that?
On what level? All levels, or are you talking about pro or
like just in general? It just seems like the players lack control.
Because they don't have any control.
You don't have no control.
They don't have control. The refs honestly control the football games now.
But have you guys
now everything you've been taught since you picked? I mean, everything you've been taught since you've been playing football is being retaught.
Right.
Like you can't tackle. You can't. You got. Come on, bro. So you want me as a corner to wait for this guy to catch the ball, turn around, and then tackle him? You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm going 20 miles an hour and I'm trying to stop a guy from catching the pass, he misses the pass and I make contact with him. That's a PA, like that's or unsportsmanlike. Come on, bro. You can't stop that. You can't stop that. Your momentum is going where it's going, right?
Yeah.
And when you hold up, clearly not trying to cause harm, and they call it a penalty. I mean, I'm not just Pittsburgh. I see bad calls all the time, bro. It's just
It
terrible.
getting worse. It get bad, yeah.
They might as well just be pulling flags. I mean, seriously.
Hey, fellas, before I forget, let me ask y'all opinion. Have y'all seen that video of the youth league game where the kid going to the line shaking hands and he got a belt and hitting them people on the butt? You know
Yeah,
the term,
That's fucking terrible.
I saw that.
man.
That's
Listen,
terrible. Like, how's the coach even allow that?
Well,
I don't know, man.
I saw, man, might rub some feathers. I saw the same thing with the guys with the belt from Huff at Chambers hitting the pad.
I seen that, but I ain't seen. I know he went to the line with it. I seen him at the end of the game,
Yeah, and
on the
that's
track doing it.
my thing.
See, the players know what that means, right? Like, coach might be like,
Yeah,
players know
man.
what that.
Listen,
That's
when
come
we
on,
the
bro.
Chambers, Orlando, when we the Chambers with them dudes, if we the got beat and somebody would have come out with opposing team with a belt, man, they'd had every cop make a mechanic out there on the football field, man. It'd been ugly, bro.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's just
ugly.
crazy, bro. That's just like there's no place for that, bro. That's just dumb. Like that's
Nah.
just
So that's when I was speaking about control, Coach Clark. I wasn't talking about like as far as talent. I was talking about the excess stuff, like the
Mhm.
yeah. Right.
the trash talking. It's just like, and it goes back to what Hawk just brought up. It just seems like this generation, it's just everything's for show. You know what I mean? When we made a tackle, we hit you and knock the hell out of you and run back to the huddle.
Right.
Because,
Mhm.
Now it's the dance. You gotta do it. Even in the NFL, they gotta go do a dance.
yeah,
Like
it's just
Yeah.
gotta run up the
Yeah.
field, do it. Like,
thing
come on, bro.
to the point that you brought up, Hawk. And I try to tell the young people this: be mindful of your actions and the impact they're gonna have on others. Because I make
Right.
that probably was there, but it took me to bring it out of you. So like
Mhm.
he walking through the line and he smacks the big boy with the belt. The big boy pushed him. You know what I mean? But I mean, what do you
Right.
do? What do you tell your son if a dude is walking past him with a belt trying to hit him? I mean,
Mhm.
come on, dude.
What I tell him. My
What
son ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna have a chance to tell him anything.
you have to tell him nothing? But I mean, that's the way it's going excessive. But I think the internet, true be told, man, the internet has made it popular to
Oh my God.
antagonize.
But
Mhm.
that goes back to what I talked
Yeah.
about earlier. The me culture. Like, what can I do for content? That's what it's all about.
Mhm. Right.
Everybody's a brand now, right? So it's content. Dude, you get beat by 30. What you celebrating?
So,
Right?
so
Like,
you're making it popular to antagonize people, and then you're antagonizing people who are today are overly sensitive, right?
absolutely.
Right.
Like with the Cam Newton and
Right.
Door situation. Cam was really being extra for content, but
Right.
should be being extra by somebody saying something about him because, and truth be told, he hadn't won a meaningful game.
He ain't done anything. He's
That
telling
doesn't,
the truth.
that doesn't mean he's not a great quarterback, but at this point now, a commentator can't make a
Can't
sound
say anything.
right. So that
Mhm.
who was playing on Monday night. That means Tom Brady can't say he needs to work on going through his progressions. Now I hate Tom Brady.
Right.
Right.
Like, come on, dude. Somebody can say something about you.
Well, the problem is there are no private conversations anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Like if Cam and Shador on the phone having this conversation, we don't know about it, and it's no big deal.
Right.
It's like, yeah, bro, what'd you do? Like, what have you done? But now because it's broadcast is on social media, now everybody's embarrassed and everybody's gotta, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's everything's a fucking show,
Mhm.
right? So it doesn't matter whether you like it or dislike it, as long as you like it or dislike it and comment what you don't like or what you do like. It's all
Well,
about content.
like you said, Coach Clark, if you if you are in the show business, you're a part of.
Absolutely.
You know, I talk to people all the time, and they'll say, "Hey, man, you don't put your family on social media. You don't put your son on." I don't. I won't.
What?
Not a part of the show.
I want him.
Right,
Right.
right.
Not a part of the show. You know.
I mean, some things need to be preserved, bro. Like everything doesn't need to be for everybody.
Yeah. So, but like I say,
I agree 1,000%.
you got to be, you got to be strong enough to know you're part of the show. That's like us as coaches. If we go out there and we get 40 points, we got to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
How
Deal
do
with
we?
Yep.
How do we deal with it? We deal with it in practice on Monday with us.
Right.
Because like Coach Booker says, it's between you and you. So I always tell the kids, man, when I'm coaching, you should never worry about people, what they say about you, unless they're
Right.
if
Well,
they-
I have a saying like that myself, Tony. Is like, you can only choose to be offended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I say something about you and it's not true, why do I care? Right?
Right.
If I say something about you and it is true, why do you care? If it's the truth. So you're gonna choose to be offended by that. But how are you offended by the truth?
Yeah.
So that's the victim mentality, right? So now I gotta retaliate. Man, listen, if you're right, then okay. If you're wrong, then I'm not gonna waste my time.
or if you just don't care,
I
even
don't care. That's the bottom line. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, okay. I mean, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I ask 8 people what you think about Tony C, I'm probably gonna get 8 different answers because you have 8 different relationships with those people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So like, I can only go what my interaction is with you. So other than that, I don't really care. Right? I'm not gonna let somebody else make my judgment. Right? I'm gonna go on how we get down. Like Hulk may not be able to stand you. Or me and you are cool. That's just been our interactions, right? So that to me is just like people just want to be victims. That's all it is.
But
Sounds good.
I think with me, and this is me personally, right? Because I do talk about people, but if I'm talking about people, my talking about people is usually solution oriented. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't tell Hulk his shoes are dirty, but my car's
Right.
his car might be spot clean.
Right.
So
Right.
what's the
Makes
trade?
sense.
You trying to bring out a flaw on me? Let's talk about your flaws. Nobody had those come. So I think
Never gonna post it. You're never gonna post your flaws.
right when you speaking about people just try to be solution. Even when we on here, guys, I don't talk bad about football teams. Now we'll tell the truth, but
Right.
because you never know. One, you don't know, like you said, Hawk, with the players, you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know how they're gonna react.
Right.
You take your win, and like I said, you take your hits and you run back to the huddle, man. But I'm definitely excited, guys, about going in the conference, though.
Oh, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I feel like we're where we need to be, but not quite. Like, but my philosophy is you should always almost be there.
Right.
Because once you get there, now the drive is gone, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to always be
Mm-hmm.
more and more and more until we get the ultimate, right? And then
Yeah.
and then 48 hours, and we're preparing for the next one. So if you
Mm-hmm.
that's in life to me, like even in your career, like you should almost there. You should always almost be there, right? Because once you satisfy that goal, like now what, right? Now you get comfortable.
I always like to take the loss we needed to take and win the game we needed to win, and that's what into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a fan of coaching undefeated teams.
Nah, man, that's when you start taking people start reading too much press, man. Nah, man, everybody's game plan is different.
True.
You know, I always say, man, that the worst thing you can do is overlook somebody you thought you were better than and let them think they have a chance. You're not gonna beat them. If they feel like they can hang with you, you're not gonna beat them because they want it more.
I think as long as you're executing, you can win the game. I mean, like, think about it. If we look at the games we lost where we're having 5 to 7 turnovers. I mean,
Right.
anybody has that, they lose that game. No matter this shit. That could be
Yeah, I
Huff
don't care who you are.
or Malik Creek or
Mm-hmm.
I think
I'm talking about big, bro. Hold on. We're not just talking about minor.
Yeah.
We're talking about major turnovers that's like punts being ball snapped over the punter's head, putting people inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you on your side of the field. Yeah.
That's 7
Yeah,
points.
yeah,
So
yeah. Huge mistakes.
I know a major eye opener for me, Hawk, was when we went to AC Reynolds. When
Mm-hmm.
we had, Jordan, KC, Zion. I mean, we had the guys. And we went home.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
up in the mountains up there.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
2 years ago.
Yeah, that team
Yeah.
came.
That's the same team that beat Butler.
Yeah, that team came and executed.
Yep. They weren't fast. They were just fundamental, physical.
I'm telling you, doing warm-ups, dude, I watched this team and I was like, well, we're going to get out of here early. I watched them doing warm-ups. I mean, they really look like, and maybe I'm wrong, Hawk. Maybe you didn't see it that way. They look like a middle school team to me doing warm-ups.
I thought we won by 4 touchdowns, man.
We finna get out of here early. Nah,
Yeah.
that's playoff football.
Yep.
Got to execute, man.
Tell you what happened. I guarantee you, because remember we watched Hawk, I was saying there's no way they beat Butler, right?
Right. I remember you saying that.
When you get the win that you need to win, that's what springboard.
Yep.
That's when you start rolling.
Yep.
You
Hey,
win,
there's no difference. Yeah. I'll go ahead, Tony.
you win
You
one,
knock off the live, boy.
find yourself
Sold.
in the 3rd and 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if people down players and hurt and injured, you got a chance to go there. I think
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
same thing, no disrespect. I think that's kind of what happened with Weddington when they beat.
That's why I'm going to. Yeah.
That
That's why I'm going to next.
wasn't a game.
When they beat us.
That game should have been won by Chambers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That game
But
should.
even that coaches said that they worried about us. When they beat us, they knew they were going to win the state championship. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they said at the end of the game.
Get that win, you still won, and then you
Right. Get the one you need, like you said, Coach. You get the one you need. Changes everything. Once you start believing in the process, man, it's hard to beat a team that believes. You may be more athletic, faster. It doesn't matter. As long as they're playing fundamentally sound football, that takes over all of it.
But you
And
know
that's
what?
what a lot of kids don't get. They think, oh, we're faster. Bruh, who cares about if you're fast if you're not doing your job?
Right.
I think outside of just football in general, and the continuity between the team. Be honest, man. I'd rather coach playoff football anyway. It seems like
Mhm.
drag along. Like, let's get to it where it means something. Where it means
Right.
job, you going to the crib.
When to go home.
When to go home. Yep.
Coaching, practicing on things.
That's interesting you said that, man, about the team. I was watching the what's that guy? Football Insider. The guy who does the interviews, Pat McAdale.
Okay,
He
man.
smacked one the other night, right? And he was interviewing players, and they all said the same thing. When he asked them, what have you guys done to turn you around, and what's he think going to help you guys keep winning? They all said the same thing. 3 different guys. We build a relationship off the field. We hang out together off the field.
Mhm.
Go out to eat.
Yep.
We go do these things. So we're a team away from the field, right? And
Mhm.
people don't understand how important that is, because now that's like my brother. Now that's like my dude. And that's just not my teammate.
Right.
Now I feel like a obligation to do my job so this guy can succeed as well, right? But when you just on your team and they aren't your boys, you there for your stats, right? I've seen it. You've seen it. We lost to Richmond, and I hear people on there talking about, oh, well, I had 3 this, not what? It does. You lost the game, but you're worried about your stats.
Dude,
Like, to me, is crazy.
I've seen West Charlotte. My cousin went to West Charlotte when they had Knox and they were winning in the 90s. I've seen Malik Creek the way they all go to the coach's house, the guy that passed away.
Yeah, the weightlifting guy. Yeah.
I've seen how Jordan and Bubba and them would be at Jordan's dad's house,
Right.
10 deep, working out in the garage. Those type, like you speaking about, Coach, those guys that do everything together.
Oh man, you can't beat them.
When they look into their left and that right, when it's really go time, and when they know they can depend on those people,
You can do your job,
they're gonna go to work.
and you can do your job really because you know they're going to do theirs.
And you know what's funny about that? It's not a whole lot of fighting on the field because we together so much outside the field. We just fight outside the field.
Right. But right now we got something to do.
Yeah, it's about business. And if we're gonna fight because I'm holding you accountable for not doing your job.
Right.
So, when you don't have that relationship, it's like, I don't care anyway. I'm ready to go home. Or I'm graduating this year. I already committed.
Right.
You know what?
And that's what I always said, man. This shit right here, this football, basketball, any team sport, the key components of all this shit being successful is trust.
Yeah.
That's it.
Chemistry.
The chemistry is going to come if you trust. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't trust the guy beside you, behind you, in front of you, you can't freely do your job. Because you know they're probably not going to do this because you've seen them bullshitting in the weight room. You've seen them loafing through practice. You've seen them miss summer workouts. You've seen all this shit. So how are you going to have confidence in this guy? Because I don't know how many times you have to tell these kids this. There's no on and off switch. How you fucking practice is how you're going to play. Because that's that muscle memory. That's your mentality. And then you get punched in the mouth. Now you're frustrated, right? But if you put the work in, you can take that punch and give a punch back and just keep it moving, right? So it's hard for me to play with somebody I know has been bullshitting all the time. But if I know this guy's put the work in, just like when you were a kid, think about this. The dude you got in a fight with at the playground end up being one of your best friends or somebody you're super cool with. One, you know he gonna knuckle up, he ain't gonna bitch out, right? All right, so if I'm with this dude, if it goes down, I ain't worried about him.
Right.
Let me handle mine. You see what I'm saying? It goes the same thing with a team. If I know this guy's been busting his ass in the gym, studying film like you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, going hard in practice, doing all the things he needs to do to be a better player, a better teammate, it's lights out, bro.
Right, because think about it. It's the same way in a relationship, right? If I got a partner who's about the business, I don't overcompensate.
Right.
The ability to really focus on the stuff that I need to do. So if I'm the man, I need to focus on being a man or being a father, as opposed to other things that probably somebody else should handle or could handle.
Right. Help me.
Imagine that from a free safety or a quarterback standpoint when you don't have that trust. And the coach is calling the play, but you got two receivers that's going to walk the route.
Right.
It's like,
so that side of the field's gone.
Right. So it's like, yeah, you're not even going through your reads. It's like, dude, every time I throw this guy the ball, he drop it. Or he's running the wrong route.
Or if he knows the ball's not coming to him, he's jogging off the line. So every time I see that, I know I can't look over there.
Right. So
I'm going to have to go to my first read or fucking run.
That affects the game. But I think also when you say trust, I think there's stages till you get to the trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
To connect with people and in connecting, you got to understand. So, as coaches, we do it all the time. If we got a kid that's coming in and he says he's always got his head down, we got to figure out what this kid got going on at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Build that relationship, and through that relationship building comes the trust. Hold on, the rookie wage scale.
Yeah.
Draft slides. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We know that. The further you go down, the less money you're going to make there.
Okay. Appreciate that, G.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that clarification.
Yeah. Hey,
he should know, right?
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was about sliding. Okay.
Man, there's nothing greater for a sports guy to have one of your sons play in professional.
come on, at the highest level, and just had a pick on Sunday
He did.
all over the internet. Hey, but hey, G's that guy. G's always been that. Even through youth ball, he was a player, but he was always quiet. Never really saw him coming. He just worked.
You know what's the
And
greatest?
that's great. I love it.
He has a father. Dude,
There you go.
everything. That changes everything. I mean, I know that's off topic, but boy, when they out here picking and they liking and they choosing, whew, choose for your kids.
Facts.
And choose for you, Coop. Choose for your kids. Jesus. That makes a world of difference. Like I just said, that's the balance. Now I ain't got
But that's a lot of kids out here ain't got that. I hate to say it. A lot of kids out here they got had a mom or dad. It's very few that got both of them at home now. Very
Yeah.
few.
and some
But then they go back to what y'all saying about the team chemistry. Like, I mean, if you do a study like Tony said, like we seen it at Chambers, all them kids got along. I ain't say all of them, but the majority of them hung together outside of football.
Right.
But like a lot of them had broken homes, so that kid on the football team was like a family member, or
Family.
like that kid's mama or daddy was like a surrogate mama daddy. Mal Creek the same way. I listen to the podcast. All the Bama teams that won championship. Them guys, most of them guys are tight off the field. Florida, when they played with Urban Meyer, they won 2 championships. All them cats are cool off the field, man.
Right.
So like that family atmosphere, regardless if it's blood or not, is vital. You know what I'm saying?
Brotherhood. That's what it's about. It's a brotherhood.
You know what? Funny you just said that, Hall. A lot of that is because, and I know this firsthand from Chambers, and I know this from coaching youth league with EK and Betis Ford. It's a lot of those. It's the parents taking on that establish a family or a community, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people is competition between kids and programs. Is my child, my child, my.
Mm.
You know, where I can have 10 or 11 kids. You know,
Yeah.
I used to all the time before I had my son. Like, how many kids you got? Like 22, and that's not
right.
You know,
that's how many kids looking up to you though.
And that's something that I think is essential in a high school program.
Right.
I know we have parents at Butler that get it.
Right.
They mom, Lawrence,
yeah,
it's done. But and we, we experienced it definitely firsthand at Chambers.
Oh man, them Chambers pregame and after game parties were all right.
Those Chambers parents was really locked those kids. And because I mean, even now, if somebody posts their kid on social media or a kid, like you say, scores a touchdown on a Saturday, it's like domino effect. It's just everybody
support,
claiming that kid
support, man. That goes a long way for these kids, man. You don't think you understand how important that is. That these kids feel like somebody believes in them.
If we think about the things that we just said, right? It's pretty much the formula for having a successful program. So when we have programs in Charlotte and surrounding areas that aren't successful, it's like, okay, what are you doing?
Right.
Or what are you not doing? And the answer isn't always the responsibility of the administrator. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to be a collective
for the community
programs to be successful. And what happens is when you look at programs who have been dominant and then they're not dominant anymore because the collective has fallen apart, right?
Right.
Because like you said earlier, Coach Clark, it becomes a me, not with the parents, not with the kids. It can become a me with the coaching and the administration. And then you really, wait, it wasn't just me.
So is that a societal thing? Because you just went from parents, players, now coaches. So is that just a societal thing now? It's just the me culture?
I'm just thinking more or less from the football culture.
Like, no, I know what I'm saying, but when you say even the coaches, because
It is.
We expect the coach to be the nucleus, the glue, right?
Right. It is.
But if he's a me guy, that whoa, I mean, what do you expect from his team?
Right. You're right about that too.
Right?
Right.
Like, I mean, come on. Like, if I'm putting myself for my team, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal.
But you got to think though, and I always point they don't get paid enough in Charlotte.
No.
But because they don't get paid enough, a lot of them, like we spoke about before, have aspirations to move to places where they can make bucks football.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think that takes precedence over just coaching. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
Like,
your livelihood.
Brent,
Absolutely.
I'll say this. We speak more directly on our coaching staff, right? I'm going to say the majority of the guys on our coaching staff love the kids and love coaching football. I don't think it's a person there that's trying to make a career. I don't think so. Hell.
Say that last part again. I missed it.
Coach on our coaching staff trying to make a career.
You mean as a coach or at that school?
As a coach.
Okay.
Like they're trying to get to the big leagues, right? I mean, Furby came from college.
Back to high school.
He came from a high school that I know was more lucrative than where he's at right now.
Right.
It's based off demographics and what they pay from North Carolina to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the stuff that's important, man, when you got people that really got a love for just pouring into the kids and really trying to show them what football can offer them in life, man. That's what's important in building and maintaining. And like I said before, Coach Clark, retaining the culture and retaining the program. Because I mean, we're in that cycle now. It's like every 3 years.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Team fall off.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, just think.
I mean, how many times you walked across the field and this kid be like, man, listen, I'm trying to come there next year.
Right. Think about somebody saying, yeah, LB High School ain't that good this year. Or Charlotte High isn't that good this year. Like, what? How did that happen?
Year to year.
Yep, but it happens.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's the solution to that? They cracking down? Like, what you can't tell a kid where to move to, right?
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. I foresee this, and we'll check this in time. With the passing of the NIL in North Carolina for high school kids, giving them that freedom with their athletics, I see open enrollment coming in Charlotte. I see it happen. Because at this point, I think people got the ammunition and say, we're just going to take it to the courts. Because how fair that they have it and we don't.
Yeah. Forsyth County got it. They can use that as an example.
They have it and we don't. And so what happens if that was to happen? What happens with that?
Right.
That would be something, man. I feel like the guard will change every year.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think that's going to make it more or less competitive?
Whew.
So it's like it's going to be a funding thing now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you'll have a lot of backdoor meetings. And And it'll be
but you can have them in the front door now.
Yeah, well, front door.
Right.
You can be out and open with it now.
Right.
You be out open. You're right.
So if the dope boy is on the in Valentine, I switch that up. If the dope boy
I heard you.
was in Valentine or Weddington, decide they want to have that
Charlotte Catholic and all those.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing: they got the boosters that's got the bread.
Right.
Those are business owners, right?
If the entrepreneur, all business people on Beatties-Ford Road decide they want to put money into the team,
it changed the game.
It could happen.
Yep.
I don't know. I definitely see that coming, man. I see it coming.
In what? 3 years, 5 years, 2 years? What?
I give it 5 years. In less than 5
years.
Yeah.
Because now we're in the what's the word I'm looking for? More or less a renegade stage of it, right? We're in
they're free enterprise at this point.
Free enterprise. It's like it's no regulations right now. So
want to do. So
it's gonna be crazy.
I mean, but think about it. If Providence Day can do it and Christian can do it, I mean, they can do it, but they aren't super competitive like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Not
True.
like blowing everybody out the water, and they got the freedom to do it. So
What can the average high school athlete do? I mean, that's local business. They're like I was training a kid that played at Catholic, right? Scott Clark's son played there. Like what's that? Blight Construction kid played there. All these big name companies in Charlotte, their kids were playing there.
right.
So there's a lot of opportunities when you got to boost clubs like that. So
And I had a kid that I was told, and again, we talked about people and promises, but I was told that they were offered $10,000 to attend a private school. That's, I mean, $10,000 on top of tuition.
a high school kid, that's crazy.
Yeah,
It's a ton of money.
I mean, hey, if you can get them there, but like I said, you got some small business offices on Batesville Road that can offer that money too.
Yes, sir.
They want the team to win, so I think it probably will balance itself out. To be honest with you,
That's gonna be something to keep our eye on, man. I think that's gonna be it's gonna be controversial for sure.
You can't play in more than 3 schools in your high school career. They have to do something to regulate it because I
know a kid that played for 4 different high schools.
Man, I know at least 6
That's
kids.
crazy.
I know at least kids that have played at 3 different high schools right now. Like kids that I
That's inducing. Facts.
Or they probably say, well, you know, you have to be at the school a certain amount of days before you can play football, or you have to be there for at least a semester before you can play.
Oh, you mean they're transferring out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look what they did. Boy, he missed the whole season.
Because it used to be you had to wait a year if you transferred?
Yeah, you have to wait a whole year.
Mm-hmm. It used to be, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that did.
What you talking about, high school?
Back to Reedville and play that weekend.
Well, stop, hold on, fellas, hold on.
That was like a problem.
High school. Well, now if you move, I've seen people move during the season and start at another school, but it had to be like you had to move to another county though, not CMS.
Right. So you have
to you move to another,
So you have to basically go to a non-competitor.
Yeah.
To another conference, to another county. To another county. Like I seen y'all remember when they were running back from Charlotte Catholic moved to Gadsden County and played for Hus in the mid-season. Yeah. I seen like quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so crazy though? I heard somebody say today that the whole.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He was on the team with the kid, big kid.
Yeah, right? Running back. He had dreams.
Yeah, running back. Yeah. Oh man, I know exactly. He was on the team with the kid I was training over there, Mylan Howard. I know exactly what you're talking about. Big boy.
I was saying that the transfer process isn't as easy as people make it out to be. But then some people just do it like effortlessly. Like,
yeah,
I'm just packing up and I'm moving. I'm talking about people that actually move. Like I'm packing up.
So you think that's based off the athlete? Like, let's say if he was a guy, he's a dude, versus some kid that no one even knows he's on the team. You think that makes a difference?
I don't think it makes a difference.
So so you got a guy that's a 5-star guy, and all of a sudden he wants to flip. That's gonna become a story.
Yeah. Oh no, it is.
You see what I'm saying? So you think it'd be more difficult for him to just transfer out to another school versus some kid that's just on the team that.
Well, he's
a practice kid.
More attention, especially if he's doing something illegal. But it just feels like the kids just control parents so much these days that.
Yeah.
New apartment.
That's a whole other topic, brother.
Sell a house to a certain school. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. Now, he's in the Magna program and he goes to school way too far from my house, right? So I'm making sacrifice. Getting to the point where I'm selling and moving. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be a case by case scenario. Depends on what the payoff could be, right? If it makes sense. Put your kid. If you that kid's a guy, and you want to put him in a top program because that's going to help with exposure. Thing. It makes a lot of sense. But if you're just transferring your kid because he's not playing because he's not a player, then that's just not smart.
Man, I watched a game last week with a kid that transferred and didn't get on the field. I was saying to myself, I wonder how much go through to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not a guy let's say you're at one of the lower tier programs, right? But you're a dude, right? And you want to transfer into a situation that's going to benefit you because you work a program that's going to elevate you. That makes sense, right? It's worth it because that's going to benefit that kid. But if he's not a guy, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I saw it, dude. I felt
They don't think like that, though, Lando.
I'm sorry.
They don't think like what you said. They don't process it in their mind before they move. If you ain't starting school A, then go to school B. I mean, come on now.
Well, some of these parents just don't want to accept their kid's not that good.
That and a lot of people are
a lot of
people are selling opportunity. I know this year, dude, I got to catch a game and I watched a parent just lose it in the stands. And I was just like, the level of delusion to where seriously, the level to where my kid is absolutely doing nothing wrong and everyone else is crazy to me.
You don't see it. Okay.
Like it's like and to the point where I'm gonna make sure the entire stadium knows that my kid can do no wrong. You know what I mean?
That's terrible.
I don't know if
that's terrible.
As a coach, I never get to see the stands because I saw a coach turn around and yell at the people in the stands, and I never hear the people. Like when I was coordinator,
block them off.
I never heard it. But then sometimes you got parents that they feel like they're the show.
Yep.
But see, that puts that kid in such a bad position. I've seen it happen so many times, right? Like if my player mess up or blows an assignment, I'm expecting him to look at me.
Right.
I know what you were supposed to be doing. But if he's looking up at his dad first, who doesn't know what's going on, now he's like all over the place. I don't want to piss my dad off. I want to piss my coach off. Now I can't play free.
Think about what we just said. From our vantage point, the way we view the game is not from a fans, right? The fan sees that the quarterback threw the ball in the dirt. The fans don't know that the receiver got jammed
right
off his route. He doesn't see that the line missed the blocking assignment.
Right.
Quarterback just threw the ground in the
dirt. It's about timing. If that timing is disrupted, everything changes.
Just get rid of the ball, we'll go to the next play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many different nuances that go to why a play doesn't work. That's why everybody is equally important on every play. But from fans' perspective,
they expect every play to be a touchdown. Like
right.
Every play.
Right. Unrealistic. Delusional.
Right. We know we're just trying to get 3 or 4 yards on first down. Second down, we're trying to get 3 or 4 yards. We're just trying to go in 30 short.
And with us, like, dude, you can't account for 7 turnovers.
Right.
Then you say, well, you need to practice. Well, they're practicing over and over and over again every day.
Right.
Maybe you can't coach. Nah, I've been coaching for 20 years. I never had this problem.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just.
Hey, listen. As long as I've been coaching, I ain't never missed a tackle or dropped the football.
Right.
I ain't never ran a wrong route. I ain't never done nothing. I ain't never scored a touchdown. I've never thrown or caught one as a coach. Now, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I've caught a bad play before and got a delay.
Of course. Several.
But I'll tell you why I said that, because that's important for coaches to know.
Right.
A lot of coaches will say, I don't play. They the ones that have to play, but on Friday night, we all got to perform.
Yep.
We all came in. So, if I got to call the necessary timeouts, call the necessary play, manage the game, make the adjustments at halftime, I got to perform too.
Right.
But
You got to make those adjustments. Right. Absolutely. You know, I mean, honestly, if you're a position coach, when your team comes off the field, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have a conversation and you go support your team. But most of the time, you're not going to really know what's going on with the other side of the ball if you're coaching, right? Unless you're in a league, a big lead, and you can watch this game. But if you're in a tight game, you're not watching what the other side of the ball is doing in the game. We're
right.
trying to figure this out as we go, right?
He
So
said the
we
parents.
missed a lot of the game.
He said the parents the same on every level, and they are.
Well, I can believe it.
They are. Yeah, they are. They are.
And my son plays flag football, 6 and under, and I watched the parents just. Oh man, it's crazy.
They're crazy, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm gonna tell you what's the craziest part about it. The craziest part about it is the influence that they have on like the coaches.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, ball so I can record them. And hold on before you snap the ball. I got to get my phone out. You know what I mean? It's just like
What?
it's bad. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is. It's so bad that me being the coach guy, my son is the only kid that hasn't ran the ball in 3 weeks.
Oh wow. Yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah,
You
I'm
need
doing.
favoritism.
Yeah, I'm doing it the right way. But I tell you
Right.
what, I'm Saturday. I'm one of them now. Yeah, I'm walking on the field. Saying,
Yeah, man. There's some delusional folks out there.
And getting worse.
it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. But you know, you
Mhm.
gotta understand what you're there for and be able to block all that other shit out.
Right.
So
Think
I'm trying to
about-
make it something better at the end. Because here's my thing. If you're a parent, right, and you're coaching, you're trying to tell your kid, oh, this, that, and the other, and what it takes to get to the league. If you didn't play on Sundays, how do you know? How do you know? If you didn't play at that level, how do you know what it takes to get there?
I think
Right.
I think you've had to see it before. See it happen.
No, now listen, you're not listening to me. If you didn't play on Sundays,
Nah, I see what
how do
Orlando
you
saying.
know what it takes to get there?
No, I see.
He's
I know.
saying
I don't care if you played college ball, if you did this, if you didn't play, if you played college ball, you can tell your son how to get there because you know what it takes.
I don't
So
think
you
no-
can only say what it takes to the level that you've gone, honestly, unless you put him in the hands of somebody who's been there. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't have an expectation on someone on something that you haven't achieved yourself because you don't know exactly what it takes, is what I'm saying, because you haven't been there.
Orlando, I give you. I'm piggybacking on what you said, Orlando. What somebody said the other day after this Georgia Alabama game, and you got to be real with yourself. How many kids that you actually know, players you know, could have played in that game last Saturday night?
Hmm.
Think about what I'm saying now.
Absolutely. That's
Georgia and Alabama got the top players in the world. How many
That's
kids you know could actually play in that game? Yes, sir. Yes.
I get
How many
what you,
kids you actually know could play in that?
I get what you're saying, but I think you have to see it. And the reason why I said you have to see it, I know what it looks like.
We see it all the time. You've seen it. I'm
Oh.
saying, but have you been there to know what it takes?
That's
What
why I
that
said-
grind is like,
I-
what that fucking preparation is like, what the rehab
Right.
is like, what all that shit is like, right? This is like kids think they're gonna go to a Power 5 school and think they're just gonna play football. You're gonna
Right.
spend the least amount of time on the football field, meetings, classes, all this shit. I'm saying, like, unless you've been there, because I could say, hey, son, I play here. Now, here's what the expectations are. This is what you're gonna need to get there, right? Or listen, my guy, I'm gonna put you with this guy because he played at that level. He can tell you exactly what you need to do. If you haven't been there, how do you know? That's all I'm saying. So you can't set a bar that you haven't achieved. How? You can want and do everything that you put him in position to do all those things and put him at the right people. But you as the person, if you haven't been there, how do you know?
But
That's all I'm saying.
what's crazy
Mhm.
about it, think about it. Remember, it used to be the dream of my son going and making money, right? and that
Mhm.
fuel be over the top with the idea that my son can make it and take care of me. But now you open up where they can make money in high school and college. It's like they're going to be super excessive now about their idea of what their kid can do for them. You know what I mean? So it's just
Mhm.
like, I don't see kids staying in schools for more than a year at this point. High schools. And
That's crazy.
I think we're already seeing it. Kids aren't staying at school for a year.
That's crazy, bro.
Definitely.
That's setting you up for failure right there.
Right.
Because now what?
Unrealistic
You ain't gonna play
expectations.
nowhere else. After that, you're
Mhm.
done. What are you gonna do? Go play 37U? Not working.
Right. Hey, Flendo, I'm gonna give you some I did a long time ago. I went to South Carolina and Alabama. This back Bama had your boy, the running back in Pittsburgh. He was the
Yeah.
running back.
Yeah.
They had Henry Ruggs, Dante Smith, and all them Wardell at receiver. That team was Trump tight. I had a parent and her son. They kept talking about they want to go to this and that school. I took him down there with me. I said, I want you to take your son down there to the offensive line and look what an actual P5 lineman look like. They went down there. From that day forth, they never said anything to me else about college football.
Bro,
Ever.
listen to this. Listen to
Ever.
this. That group you're talking about, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Mark
Yes.
Ingram, and Alvin Kamara. What? Whose job are you taking?
That's absurd.
They're all in the same locker
That's
room. They
absurd.
was all the same room.
Yeah.
Like what?
Think about the quarterbacks. They had Tua, Hurt, and Mac Jones.
Yeah, and then let's not even talk
First,
about
second, third string.
receivers are crazy, and the corners are
The
crazy.
receivers, all yeah. Yes. Everybody with the NFL, man.
The whole team can go to the league. They could take
Yeah.
an Alabama and make it a pro team.
Man, if there's in some kind of way, like we go down to a coaching clinic, I get my man down there, take us on a tour at that whole football center. It'll blow your mind. You see all the different championships. They're gonna show you the teams played on them,
Right.
all the first round picks, all the guys who went to the NFL. It's mind blowing, man.
Hey, I tell you what, I know one first round pick they could have damn kept. Tell you that much.
I mean, you crazy, man.
Who is that?
You look crazy, man.
You triggered a nerve with that.
Who you
But,
talking
hey,
about?
but you know what you talking about.
I don't know.
Quarterback.
I'm honestly being
Oh.
sincere. I don't know what you're talking about.
The
Young.
quarterback, Young, guessing Young.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he won a Heisman at Alabama.
I feel sorry for every kid that paid for Bryce Young.
But they ruined his pro career.
Hell, I
He never
feel
played
sorry
under center.
they got him on the window.
Say what?
I said I feel sorry for Bojangles because they got him on the window.
Dude, crazy, man.
Hell, Tony, you're taking the NIL money.
You said what
Yeah,
else?
man, it's a terrible. But that was a pick. That was a fan pick. Like, okay, we get this hot young guy. We can probably bring sell a few more tickets. That wasn't a build a franchise pick.
No.
That was like desperation, marketing. Hopefully he'll pan out. But we know we got the number one guy. No, that was a terrible pick.
Keep game. We get the number one pick. Does somebody with the caliber of Travis Hunter come to Carolina, or is he advised not to?
Why would he come here?
If we got the number one
He
pick,
got no choice to get drafted. Yeah, you got to come.
I'm
He's
saying,
drafted.
but what? This is like a fucking graveyard. Like what? And do what?
hey man, hold on for a second now. Goddamn. He's
Yeah. To tell you the truth, bro. And do what?
before
And do what, Tony?
Dallas is a graveyard right now. What are we talking about? Now, that's
Who?
Everybody want to play in Dallas, though.
I got nothing to do with that.
Everybody want to play in Dallas. As bad as we is.
Do
You
they?
see that star right there?
Man, do a survey of NFL players. They at least want to play in Dallas once in their career.
Everybody don't want to play in Dallas.
No,
Just
not
to
everybody.
stop the hype down. Okay, all right, okay. Okay.
Everybody don't drink that tea
Okay.
with you.
Everybody don't want to play.
Nah, I'm not saying because we winning. I'm saying because the culture.
No,
We're the most popular team in the world, man. Stop it. They treat them dudes like they daggone from Asgard, man.
Hey, this ain't back to
That's
the
why we
future.
don't win.
It's not back to the future. What is the culture if you're not winning?
There you
Man.
go. You talking
I
about
guess
back way,
it's Coach
way, way,
Grit.
way back then.
Man, listen, man. Cowboys most popular franchise in the world, man. Everybody know that.
Come
Outdoor
on.
franchise in the world, but they need to get rid of the owner. That's the problem with the Cowboys.
Right? You can't get rid. I mean, you can't get rid of the owner. I mean, he's got to.
They need to
No,
Oh my God, bro!
got the owner.
always figure out.
You about there gonna depress me thinking about that, man.
No, we got rid of our owner. You can get rid of the owner.
They tried to get allegations against him, it didn't work. They tried. They tried, it didn't work.
He was at the Diddy party, so
He was at the Diddy parties.
It's gonna take that. It's gonna take that. We need about 5-6 pictures.
He was.
He gonna get out of that one too, just like he got out of that other picture. He got too much money.
Yeah.
He was there. Hawk was there.
How you was at the you were at the Diddy party? Was you?
Stop it, Tony. Stop it. Stop it.
How much baby money he got?
Dude, idiot, man.
Big name, big.
They call you T Diddy, but I was at the party. Okay.
All head be shining for Lando. They call it baseball.
Tony, you might be in that motherfucker. You probably had
Right.
your hoodie on.
Yeah, you know, that hoodie looking thrown off of him. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. I can see Tony now dancing back to me.
Oh, shit. But anyway, man, listen, I think we're gonna wrap this thing up, man.
Cool.
Hey,
Man.
listen, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate Coach Booker for letting us use his platform, man, to keep the party going. Booker got a migraine. You know what it was? He didn't want to hear about this Cowboy Steelers shit. So all of a sudden he got a migraine. Yeah. But anyway, man. All right, man. Listen. Special edition of On the Line Sports, man. Impact Coaches Podcast was your host, man. Joined by my homie Tony C and Chris Hawk, man.
Yes, sir.
If you need to get recruited, man, this is the guy you need to see. But all right, man, listen, be safe. We appreciate you, man. We're out.
All right, fellas.
Yes, sir.